Hello, fellow Vectisians. Welcome to the launch video of the Vectis Party. My name is Barry Hailstone, and I am the appointed treasurer for the party. I have been in the insurance industry for the last 50 years, 28 of which, the last 28, I have run my own brokerage company. When I was approached to become treasurer, it was under the understanding of my forthrightness, my honesty, my integrity, and the service that I've done in the financial sector over many years. This attention to competency first attracted me to the party. It got my interest going because it was clear to me that people within the party held the same high standards as I do. It is my belief that any party that is willing to represent the island people must have high standards. And it is my true belief that this party, the Vectis Party, holds such standards. If they did not hold such standards, I just would not be involved. I would not be interested. But they do. And I truly believe that we can move things forward under the full direction of our party leader, Mr. Darrell Pitcher. I would like to hand over now to Darrell, and he will bring you fully up to date what our aims are, what we wish to achieve, and he will do this, I know, with full confidence and diligence as an individual, for a person who really is interested in this island of ours. True Vectisians.
Hello everybody, and thank you Barry for that introduction. I'm Darrell Pitcher, leader of the Vectis Party, and in a few short minutes I'm going to try and explain what the Vectis Party is, what we do and why. Firstly, what we are. We are a proper political party with the core principles of localism and decentralisation. Prior to the local elections, we will release a manifesto designed to improve the island and to show how a Vectis Party Administration Council would operate. At the heart of this manifesto will be the aim of getting greater freedom to implement local-centric policy. In order to gain the trust of voters, we know that we have to prove that we are capable of leading the council. Competence may not be a shiny buzzword, but it is important when people think of their local council. No one in their right mind would say that the floating bridge fiasco shows competence, neither would they describe the descent into bickering, infighting and finally collapse of the last independent-led council as good governance either. The island deserves better, and that is what we are here to provide. We are here for the long haul of getting things done. Too many groups come and go. We will be a name that will stick around for a very long time. Secondly, we are starting the process of setting up multiple structures and committees to support our work. We will have single-issue campaigning groups, local branches, policy working groups, media outlets and so on, all dedicated to furthering the cause. In order to be the long-term project we aspire to be, we need proper backup and to create a fully fledged party structure unique to the island. Finally, we are doing all of this because we believe in the Isle of Wight. We care about the island we all share. It is a unique place with unique people and deserves a unique political force to argue on its behalf. We believe in local control. We know that in policy areas such as health and social care, housing and planning, industry, agriculture and small business, transport, plus education, things could be done better with a measure of local control exerted over them. During the process of setting up the Vectis Party, people have asked me what the point is, as there are so many options. The answer is that we are an independent party, not a party of independents. We have a clear goal and a united and organised structure ready to take responsibility and deliver a competent county hall administration in the island's interests.
Hello, my name is Julian Harris. I have joined the Vectis Party because I believe in the future of the island. As a father, I want to see good opportunities for our kids, and this will only happen if we have a strong Isle of Wight. What works to the mainland doesn't always work here, as the island is different and should be treated as a special case by those in power. It's time for the Isle of Wight to stand up for itself, and supporting Vectis Party is the best way to do it.
Thank you, Julian. I would like now to talk about 3 items of current concern. The first is COVID-19. Without doubt, the situation on the island has been made much worse by people travelling here from higher tiered areas. This should have been stopped, and indeed should be now. There is no excuse for second homeowners and tourists to put local people in jeopardy in this way, but it is not wholly their fault, or even primarily their fault. The fault has been the abject failure of government to protect the Isle of Wight during this pandemic. From the Conservative Council to the Conservative MP to the Conservative Government, all have failed in their duty of care to the island. The impact of lives lost, destroyed and ruined, plus the untold damage to the economy caused by this failure is on their heads. This could have been stopped by delegating powers to the Isle of Wight Council, but the government didn't do it and the council never asked. They didn't want to upset their London friends with their second home bolt holes who unwittingly brought the virus with them. The island needs these powers now so that we can protect ourselves now and in the future, in the same way that the Isle of Man, Guernsey, Jersey and even Wales and Scotland have done. It should be down to the Isle of Wight to decide who gets to come here. The second item of concern is the floating bridge, or as I call it, the floating bodge. It is a disgrace that this machine is not running properly and that no guilt has yet been attached to anyone. This lack of clear guilt suggests that all parties involved have something to hide, including the Isle of Wight Council. That is why the Vectis Party is calling for a full public inquiry to be held into this calamitous project. The guilty must be held to account for their actions. The third, less pressing but none less important issue is the house building numbers for the Isle of Wight. It seems that the increase to over 1,000 a year has been put on hold, perhaps because even the housing minister can see that this was a stupid target. This still leaves us with an unsustainably high figure of 641 per year. The Vectis Party's position is that the target should be nearer 350 per year for 5 years, with 50 of those being social housing per year and another 150 per year reserved for either islanders or people with island connections. So that's people with family or job connections to the island. This is far more sustainable and closely reflects the needs of the island, as shown by actual data, not a computer algorithm. I would now like to pass you over to our last special guest, a very good friend of mine who has the island very close to his heart.
Good day everyone, Councillor Graham Perks from Ventnor here. I've always put the people who live and work in Ventnor first, as they're very important to me. I've always tried to represent them to the best of my ability and only support others that have the same agenda. I've decided to join the Vectis Party as we need proper representatives who care about the island and want to work for the benefit of normal islanders like those of my ward. I will be proud to be supporting the Vectis Party in the May local elections, and I hope many of you will come along and join us as we prepare to make the island a better place.
Thank you, Graham, and welcome on board. That concludes the introductory video for the Vectis Party. Please check out our social media on Twitter, Facebook and YouTube, and also online at vectisparty.org, where you will find all the latest news and information on how to get involved. Alternatively, for those not online, you may call 01983 883840 or write to Vectis Party at 19 Norman Way, Wootton Bridge, Isle of Wight, PO33 4NJ. Thank you for listening to our video.